Hey guys, VoyMonk here. Just a voice. You hear that? That's the weight of silence. Growing up in radio, what I just did would have been considered a sin, at least out of context. In radio, time is money. Silence was dead air. The one thing you never wanted, because airtime was currency, and silence was basically loss, revenue. But somewhere along the way, we carried that same instinct into life. We fill every moment with noise, scrolling, reacting, performing, afraid of stillness, in search of that dopamine and instant reaction. You know, I've noticed through the years, any kind of dialogue that I've ever been a part of or witnessed, usually the ones that are the most contentious, that are filled and fraught with arguments and people yelling and shouting, but not really listening. One of the techniques, or one of the things, I shouldn't say techniques, one of the things I think is a way of effectively communicating is maybe lowering the voice to a whisper. You see, because if a person is really interested in not only being heard but listening, it can often introduce a pause, because maybe they didn't actually hear what was being said because they didn't take the time to consider. The weight of silence is a reminder there are two parts of every conversation: the speaking and, of course, the one who is supposed to be listening. It's a back and forth, and it matters, but it's also a very important part of human working together, which is part of our nature, I think. And that's why when I do these vlogs, I try to imagine not only myself speaking, but also being on the part of someone who's listening. And like I said, I'm speaking about myself. I'm not speaking to or over or about anyone else. Just reflecting on the experiences that I've had. And just like you, if you've had the same kinds of experiences and noticed the brief pauses that oftentimes comes far too late, or not often enough, or sometimes at the wrong times, sometimes at times that's, can be the worst times of our lives. And when we do have those periods and situations, when it's over, it's sometimes when we oftentimes get to face what we are usually yelling and screaming and living so loudly that we haven't stopped to listen or hear, especially ourselves or our thoughts and thinking. That's what I'm thinking about today on this vlog. VoyMonk, take care.